All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with.
My proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tours Comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions respectfully brings to you the 73rd episode of the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyron Silva from Tours Comics, and across the way is the gold and purple person of Ace Blade's letters, Danny J. Quick. And together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators, here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on the Ages of Geekdom Network via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast, because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger and brighter audience. And if you want to support our show, because, we get paid absolutely nothing to do this show for you, you can go to our website, fourtalespodcast.com. There's a link there to buy some merchandise. You could buy us a coffee. You could buy our comic books. Do something to help support us. Because apparently, Danny J. Quick needs new clothing. Because he's on my show. On my show. My show.
I don't know why. Again, I don't know why you're hating on the Lakers. We just avenged your Sacramento Kings last night by taking out the defending champion Warriors. So I figured you'd be happy with this, but it doesn't seem like you are.
Did we ask to be avenged?
You don't have to ask to be avenged.
No,
we are the Avengers.
No, because we're supposed to die in our Avengers' arms and be like, kill them for me.
That's pretty much what happened, though. They were like, light the. No. Now we can go out and light the beam for y'all.
Wow. I don't know that. Please do not light my beam in any way.
You don't think we should light a beam at the crypto.com center arena for Sacramento?
When we win our championship in 2042.
Hey, no, it's not go sometimes, man.
You know what? I'm happy for y'all. I really am. You guys bought another championship, apparently.
See? Hey, I'm actually really worried about Denver. So
I'm not.
That's gonna be a series, man. They got some great players. The matchups are a little different. LeBron's gonna have to do more in that series, and it's his old bones might not do well in that altitude. So
he might have to play center the way AD's going.
Nah, he'll be AD will be fine. He actually played pretty well against Jokic, but in the regular season. So we'll see.
All right. Well, did you want to pimp anything? Talk about anything?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Eventually, I will talk about our Kickstarter.
Okay.
That is on Kickstarter right now.
What's the name of it?
That you can support on Kickstarter. It's The Ballad of the Black Rose and Harlem's Renaissance.
Oh, okay.
Kickstarter. Right. Well, I'm not going to talk about it right now that it's on Kickstarter, but later I'll talk about our Kickstarter.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we going to talk about today then?
Today, we have an illustrious guest. I don't know if I told you, but I had applied to this thing called the Milestone Initiative.
Yeah, you did.
And I didn't get in.
I know.
Worked hard on it. I wrote my tell off. I thought that I did great, but apparently I didn't do great.
No, wait. You did really good. Just there were people a little bit better. Doesn't mean you didn't do great.
A lot of people that were better. And our guest is one of them.
Yes.
But out of the 20-something people that they picked, he was the only one that I was not mad about. Because the homie, Greg Burnham, is in the building. What's happening, young man?
What's going on, man? I didn't know I was coming on. You had me cracking up.
I figured this was the best time to put you on because you just looked like you weren't ready. So I was like, let's bring him in.
Terrible.
Y'all
You
forgive my red eyes. I'm not used to being up this early. Not on purpose.
Wait, what time is it for you?
10.
You know,
This man said it's 10 o'clock is early.
Long story.
you know, Kyron is out there in Sacramento, so it's
right. So, yeah.
You want to see my red eyes? Every week, because this man will not change the time of our show.
We've talked about this several times. I'd be happy to change the time.
But every time I said the time, you're like, no, I can't do that time. I can't do that time.
Well, it has to be a time that we can both be available. I mean, just this is the best time for me. But anyway, Greg, welcome to the show. Greg, welcome to the show, sir. If you would introduce yourself to our audience, we got a couple of people in the chat already. Tell us, you know, who you are, what you do, and you know, where most people would know you from.
Greg Burnham. I am a writer. I write children's books and comic books. And what else? I probably most known for the Tuskegee Airs comic that I do with Marcus Williams. And then I have a book called The Search for Sadaka. You know, I usually have props over here, but I got a lot of books over here right now. So I don't want stuff to start from. Yeah. Whoa, still got props. So The Search for Sadaka. But
I got that book.
recently released. Thank you. I recently released my newest children's book as well, called Swim Kelly Swim. And we're coming off of a successful Kickstarter for a book a comic that I'm doing called The Little Rock Files.
Nice.
Little Rock. Yeah.
The Little Rock Files. Yes. Multiple titles and multiple hits, man. I think I want to say since I've known you, since I've known of your work, I want to say I've read or bought most of the books. I think even Broken Glass. You didn't bring up Broken Glass. I want to say is one of the first books that I bought from you. I think you were at a show here in North Carolina, and you had that book there, and I had my son with me at the time. He was a little younger. He was probably 6 or 7. That book was one that I definitely knew I had to pick up. And ever since then, I've been, you know, following along and you know, thankfully, you know, now we share a common goal with the Lakers. Even though I would say that you're a LeBron. I would say you were a LeBron hater for the beginning of the time that I knew you. But I think you've said some nice things about LeBron in the past couple months. So I think you're coming around.
Tell the truth, man. I just tell the truth. Like, that's all I do. And you LeBronites think that truth is like hatred.
Yeah.
But he's on my squad. You know, I'm a diehard Laker, like from before you was born type stuff. I mean, so he's on my squad. So we're gonna roll with him.
We're gonna ride together.
Okay, that's enough Lakers talk on the show, please. I have a serious question. And something I've been wanting to ask you for a while. So, how many times have you watched Janelle Monáe's Lipstick Lover since it came out?
Listen. So numbers are a construct. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, who knows?
I know it's been like 15 for me, so I don't know.
I may have seen it once or twice.
I stopped counting after a few times. I was doing there's research, you know what I'm saying, that you have to do in these types of situations. Like,
as an artist, there definitely is research for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, is that water? Like, is that correct temperature? You know, how many times you have to watch it to get an understanding of what the temperature is? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
J-Pat said 5 times.
At least
5 times today? What?
I watched it 5 times before I posted.
Terrible.
Like, wait, is that the? Hold on. I was like, what's the meme with the rapper dude, and they're all like sitting there.
Oh yeah. All serious with the glasses.
Make sure I'm not riling up my ancestors before I start talking about this online. There's a lot you had to consider.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to take in on that. Okay.
Oh, it's always good to see artists express themselves, freely. But anyway, so comic books. Where did you? I want to know. Well, I know, but tell our audience where you started your comic book journey. Like, why did you? I know you were coaching and playing basketball, and then how did you go from sports to comic books?
Well, the sports to writing in general. So I was at this junior college, and I wasn't gonna play basketball because, like, it was weird, man. It was like I wanted to play a certain kind of way. And so the coaches at this school, I didn't like their offense, like none of that. But then they got a new coach, and I knew this dude. He was like kind of a legend in our streets. So me and him, we had like many battles. Like he wasn't that very much older than me, but we had a bunch of battles, like in playing street ball, where it was like everybody clear out, we going at each other,
Mm-hmm.
And so when he saw me, he was like, "I didn't know you was on my team." I was like, "I didn't know you was coaching." He was like, "You not on the team?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Come try out for the team," like, and gave me the wink nod. And like the third day of practice, I tore ligaments in my ankle. That's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so I was like really, really depressed. I don't know if I was clinically depressed. It was just like, you took away the thing that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I started like paying more attention in school. And I started I'm being funny, but I started like, I had like this essay class and I would write, and every time the professor, every Friday she would read like her favorite essay of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept being mine. She was like saying all this nice stuff, like you could be such a good writer and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, stop trying to gas me up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing out here for me but the street. So fast forward a few years, I moved to Atlanta, and I had already been writing like poetry. I was in a rap group in Louisiana, like doing all this stuff.
Wait, don't just back up on you're in a rap group. We gotta know the name.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. Don't worry. It was actually a conglomerate, but it was like a few different names as time went on.
Are there videos?
But
yes, that's what.
No. This is in the 90s. I'm old, man. There might be like 2 videos.
There ain't no videos. There's a Freaknik documentary coming out soon.
No.
Don't mean there ain't no video.
He did say he went to Atlanta, so
all right.
But when I moved to Atlanta, it was like when my daughter was born. It was like 99.
No.
And so I got here, and it was like I was kind of freed up from a lot of the stuff that I was, like doing, and a lot of, where you live somewhere and you grow up with people and we all did the same stuff. Well, I moved to Atlanta. I didn't know anybody, so I just started like writing all kinds of stuff. So I came up with an idea for a comic. I had actually came up with the idea a few years before that, but I got this idea for a comic book. So now I'm trying to find an artist, and it was hilarious, man. I don't know. Have you met Nicholas Who?
I don't think.
He does comics. He's kind of in the educational space. Like, he's my other little brother. And so me and him, we went on this goose chase for like 6 months trying to find an artist. And I had people catfishing, like people, like I could after a while, they're just tracing. People sucked at drawing Black people. So one day Nick hits me up and he's like, "Yo, I got this dude in my class. I want you to meet. He's a pretty good artist." Whatever, man. Like, bring him over to the crib. So he pulls up this young cat, man, some cornrows. Like, he was probably a year out of high school.
A young Thundercat.
Yeah. It's like we sat down, you know, I pitched him the idea because it's a comedy type of thing. I pitched him the idea. He's cracking up laughing. You know, and so he's like, yeah, man, I'd like to, you know, help with that. And then he started drawing. I was like, can you, you know, sketch out just something, main character or something? Because his portfolio was wicked. But I had already been like jaded, you know, by portfolios and stuff. So man, this kid starts sketching out. I'm like, this is pretty cool, man. Yeah. Can we get these black features like this? And I'm doing all this. And he knocked it out, man. And it's hilarious because people hate me when I tell them this, but we knocked out a whole book in like a month.
That's professional right there.
Now it takes us, you know, 30 years. But that was Marcus, you know, aka Marcus the Visual. I actually have a copy of the book still.
Oh man,
Starving Artist. He hates when I show it because he's gotten so much better.
Yeah.
But this was
I need one of those, man. You got copies left, or is that you just got?
Yeah. I have one, and my uncle has one. Mine look like I actually repossessed this from my one of my kids.
Yeah, that looks like a cat got to that,
Yeah.
dude.
It's been through stuff, man. It's very old. Almost 20 years old. This printing anyway. But my uncle has one that is kind of like in really good shape. He sent me a picture the other day. I'm like, whoa, let me get that from you.
Nah, let him keep.
But yeah, there's probably a couple of hundred of these out in the world.
Nice.
We just don't know who has them. But yeah, we was getting it in. Marcus I want to reprint it and shoot it out, but
He won't let you.
I might have to have a fist fight. We've never had any physical altercations. But maybe if we have a good fist fight,
Yeah, I would buy some. I know you could sell them. Come on now. You can.
Yeah.
I definitely love to read.
Yeah, it's fun. I had to go back. I look at it from time to time just to make sure that it's there ain't nothing that can get us canceled. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff you could say 20 years ago, you can't say it.
That's times have changed.
And then as you grow, you're looking like, ew, I wouldn't
say
anything like that today.
Yeah.
You matured is what you're saying. You matured, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's good though. That's good though to be able to grow up in an industry or grow, you know, as an artist is always great. Like the same thing that like Marcus is saying, like, yo, the art, you know, I wouldn't even want to put that art back out. And you saying the same thing, you know, that I wrote this and some of this, you know, I don't think like that anymore. So, you know.
Yeah. But I will say, man, it's funny when you're writing, I guess, especially with comics, it's like you start off, you're like, I got this, you know, and then the more you learn, the more you know you suck. Yeah. And you got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so where I am today, I am constantly learning, constantly studying, like the greats, you know, so I can understand and get it, you know, and then convey it to the readers. But when I read this, I'm like, this wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
You know, like you knew how to tell a story all the way back then. So
see, your teacher was right. Your teacher was right. And as the great philosopher once said, a man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how I carry like myself in this writing thing. I noticed so one of our businesses we had, me and Marcus, it's called staybattling.com. It was a hip-hop website, and we also promoted parties and stuff, and we got really heavy into like the breakdance b-boy scene to where I'm promoting and throwing shows like battles myself. And I would always notice like that we would have like some of the best b-boys in like the world. Like people would come from Japan, Korea, like all these places. And I always noticed like the dopest ones were usually the most humble.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see that with writing as well. Like if you know, like the guy, like I think Rodney Barnes is one of the greatest writers I've ever witnessed. You know what I'm saying? Super duper humble. You know, he's not going on there critiquing and blasting people. He's not, tearing other works down. He's just in his fucking beauty. Why is Javon hating, man?
Because that's what Javon does. Professional hater.
Because Javon is a smart man. That's all I'm saying. Javon's a smart man.
He needs to be trying to figure out how he can sneak out on Mother's Day to watch. To watch this game tomorrow.
I hope his mom is a Celtics fan, because otherwise it'll be a wrap. That's hilarious. Yeah,
I don't
man.
watch basketball no more.
He gave up on the whole sport. That's good, man. There's still some good teams out there, though, man. But anyway, yeah, man, I love because I didn't know any of that. And I've listened. I've watched a lot of your interviews, and I've been following you for a long time. Thankfully, we live kind of close, in regions to each other, so I've been able to see you at different shows and things like that. And I love the way you and Marcus operate when you're together and when you're apart, because y'all are always bigging up each other and supporting each other. So I love that. Do you find it easier? But I know it can be kind of frustrating too, because me and Morgan, and now me and Kyron kind of do the same things, supporting each other even when we're not in the same place. We work on each other's projects, stuff like that. So do you find it easier to have somebody like that you can bounce ideas off of, somebody that knows you, maybe more than a stranger would, that you would have to reach out to publish comics and things like that?
Yeah, it's weird with him. Like we have like a I don't want to say big brother, little brother relationship, because we're on equal footing in that respect. But me and him, like when neither one of us was doing anything. So this is like a 20-something year, friendship, brotherhood. So there, like when we weren't doing anything creative, I was working and coaching, and he was working and taking care of his kids. You know what I'm saying? It was like we still hung out like a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so it's so much more than just like an artist, artist writer type of relationship. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to. It's like your brother, but a brother that you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you like my brother, he moved here a few years ago, and now me and him, it's hard to separate us when we're not working or whatever. But it's like that with Marcus too. So in that time, like some of our ideas, like the idea for Tuskegee Years came up at a table. We were vending. I was doing a children's book signing, in a mall out here. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we came up with that. Like some of the ideas that we've come up with, they're like random. Like we're playing Gears of War, and it's like, oh, what would be funny? And next, we're like fleshing out a franchise. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool. But I'm gonna tell you one of the parts that can be a little bit. I don't want to say annoying because it's not negative, but it's like we know, we've had so many of these brainstorm sessions over the years to where it's like we already know, what each other likes, and we already know, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like now we're at the point where like before I even like bring something up, I'll hone it, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know he gonna be like, yeah, no, yeah, and the same thing. And I'll say the best part about it, and a lot of people can't handle what we do because we've seen other people in the room when we do it. Like when we're like brainstorming, fleshing stuff out, it might sound ugly to other people. Like,
part of the process.
It might sound like we're arguing or fighting, but what we're really doing is just dueling. It's like, sharpening each other to where we come up with something that's kind of, like really, really solid. Like I was doing that. I forgot to mention, I just helped my brother release his first comic. and it's a story we've had for a long time. So we're kind of like finalizing the script for issue 2, and I think I was hurting his feelings because I was like, all I was trying to do is be like, nah, man, let's get more. You know, we could do this, we could do that. And I was like, I'm not trying to fight you or argue with you. When I asked you this question, it's because this needs to be answered before you proceed in that direction. You know what I mean? So, like I've seen people not be able to handle it. I've seen people walk out like, dang, these dudes is about to this fight. And at the end of the day, we like, good, let's go.
Like, man, that was good. We did. That was so that was the story of Solace that you're talking about then?
Yeah, the story of Solace.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
that just released a couple months ago. Dang, it's time to be flying. A couple months ago.
Yeah. Okay, man. I love that. I had a thought in my head and it just went when I was thinking about that. But it's great, man. It's just great to have somebody to work with and bounce ideas off of. And even though, like you said, some people might see it as you know, arguing, it's good to have somebody that you can trust with your thoughts, you know, because everything that you come up with isn't going to be readily digestible to other people, you know, until you kind of knock those rough edges off. So that's awesome. How do we get to Milestone though? I know you told me the story because you actually came down to the studio right when we opened, and I appreciate you for that. But can you tell us how you got to the Milestone Initiative and what that process was like?
It was weird because I wasn't gonna do it. Because
you just hurt Danny's feeling just right now.
Well,
we've been through this already.
I'm sorry if maybe I'm twisting a knife.
Yeah,
I'm glad all I can breathe. It's good.
But I wasn't gonna do it. And it was like a pride-based thing. So I thought. And that pride is like, oh man, come on. People know who I am. People know what we do. Like, why should I have to, you know, like the way they reach out? It's weird because they be like, since one of my brothers is this famous artist, I see how he gets, like, people reach out to him just through email. Like, so I'm like, why can't you do that for a writer, you know? But then on the other side of it, like one of my friends, she was like, dude, you are working yourself to the bone. Like, you know, because you're not just writing, you're publishing, you're editing, you're mailing out books, you're doing all the stuff. And she was like, if you can get to where maybe you just write some scripts and get paid, you know, that'll be good. And it's good for your profile. And so I was going, oh, you're right. And so it was like last second, I filled out all the application stuff. And then, you know, you had to turn in like the sample script. They gave you the prompts. And so I procrastinated and I was like, whatever, I'm just going to write the script. Like grumpy, and wrote the script. And it was like the Friday night before you had to turn it in. I wrote the script, finished it, and then I was like, I'll leave it alone for Saturday, then I'll come back and look at it on Sunday. But when I wrote it, I was like, I ran downstairs and I was like, yeah. You know, I was like, and a lot of times, you write a script, everybody else might love it, but you're like, I could have done this, I could have done that. But when I left this script, I was like, yeah. So, you know, I submitted it at night. And that's, you know, what started the process.
Yeah, I love it. You know, I wrote my script within the first 4 days because I was so excited. And then I rewrote it again that after that next week. And then I took it to everyone to proofread it and everyone liked it. And I still wasn't sure. So I rewrote it again. And, you know, I was so confident.
That night just got turned a little bit more when you said you wrote it on Friday.
I see that what's happening.
I was sure it was one of the best things I've ever written. And I was confident and I took off. I actually took PTO off of work for the week that we were supposed to be scheduled to be at the Milestone Initiative, and needless to say, I didn't need to use that leave because I did not make it. But that's cool. That's cool.
So, Greg, can you tell us about the retreat that you had from Milestone Initiative? Like, what was some of the things you guys did? Maybe some of the things you talked about, so he can shut up.
So I'll have to say, they never really officially released like the muzzle. So
okay.
I can't. There's not much I can say. I can say that it was a great event. Like the entirety of it. I learned, like I said, you're always learning. Like I even had some of the people there were like, man, you already know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm coming into this thing like, like I don't know anything. I'm going to soak up everything. So I really feel like I soaked it up. It was like we went out there. It was amazing. I don't know what to say because I like me coming from the corporate world where I worked for like almost 19. It was a lot of years. And I was actually on committees to throw these like very expensive, retreats and stuff like that. And I've seen people that just do stuff just to say they do it a lot. And that was the thing that kind of I saw early on. They weren't just doing it just to say they did it. They gave us information that I'm sure people that have been working in comics didn't get. They showed us the business. It was great. Man. Let me shut up before.
Yeah,
but I'll say this. I know I'm allowed to say this. The work that we did culminated, and these stories are going to be put into an anthology, and it will be released on June 6th. Now they moved it back a week.
Oh, they moved it back. Okay.
Right.
I already told my my shop owner in Greensboro to grab me a copy or 5.
It's on my saver.
And I wrote a story that I'm really proud of. I don't know if everybody's gonna get it. I never write thinking I hope everybody gets it because it's whatever. But I think for the people that have read it, and got it, they're like, what the, I'm not saying it's the greatest story or anything. It's just it's something that I'm really proud of.
It's the greatest story ever written on a Friday and then submitted the next day, basically, is what you're saying.
Well, no. That one, that was just like everybody had the same prompts.
I know. I just wanted to dig that knife a little bit deeper into Danny's
No,
back.
I was trying to pull it out.
It doesn't hurt much anymore. I just reminisce sometimes of what could have been. And
he really was like having anxiety issues. He was messaging me for like 2 weeks about doing this.
No, I was really hopeful, but
I'll say one thing. Like when I found out the people who got in, my very first thing was like, where? Like it was one person that I knew, but I didn't know he was interested in writing comics. And then I didn't really know. I think I had met maybe 2 people, but I knew Jordan was a writer. But the point is, my first response was, where are our people at? And when I say our people, I'm saying like this, because we've created like this community to where like if I'm in North Carolina, like I'm driving through North Carolina, like, yo, Danny, let me stop and check out your shop, just like that, we can hang out at different shows, so we create these friendships like everywhere I go. And I didn't know any of these people, so I was kind of like,
where are these people
snarling, like where are my people? Where are these? But as soon as I got to know these people, like I'm like, these people are talented as hell, like top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? The writers, I'm like, yeah, word, and so it quickly like doused out that little bit of what's going on, and I was like, oh, it's go time. You know what I mean? So all that to say, it wasn't like they just plucked, some people, or they chose people that they liked. I think that a lot of it was really based off of, beat talent, and to have to cut it to 12 writers.
It's gotta be difficult.
That's gonna be, and you receive like hundreds, or I've heard hundreds, I've heard thousands, I can't remember, but you received a lot of submissions off the same prompts. So think how many people probably wrote the same exact story.
Right. So did y'all actually make those prompts, or were all the projects that you did new from that? So are we ever going to see these prompts that people wrote, or no?
You talking about the scripts? No.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like the same prompts. So I just me understanding how this works, I can assume a lot of it was probably like very, very similar. You know what I'm saying? It might have come down to really small stuff. Like, I don't know. But no, these stories that we did are going to be like totally new. They're all like using Milestone characters.
Okay.
But it's not that same prompt thing.
Okay. I love it. I can't wait to see it. I've been waiting on some more stuff from Milestone. I love the current stuff that they're doing with Icon, Rocket, Static, Blood Syndicate, even the new Duo book. I'm liking this stuff, but I'm definitely anxious to see some new stuff and some new characters. Are we gonna? If you can say, are we gonna see some new characters, or is it gonna be mostly the same stable of characters?
Well, it's the same. We're using existing characters.
Okay.
There'll be like like in my story, I created a character to place with the main character, but she's not like a superhero or anything.
Mm-hmm.
She might be a superhero in some people's eyes, but the point is, no, the main characters are existing.
Okay, I love it.
You about to get this man in trouble. All of a sudden, we're gonna see Dennis Cowan just pop up behind him, just yo.
What you doing?
Yeah.
What you talking about? What you talking about, Greg?
Yeah. No, I think we're allowed to. We're allowed to talk. To talk about it a little. I can't give y'all a full story yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask you. I wouldn't ask you on live about the full story.
Afterwards, we talk about it.
I'll definitely ask you later, though. But but no. We really appreciate it. So now is the time for my favorite segment of the show, Quicktakes. Quicktakes is a rapid fire Q&A that we do with our guests. I've been scouring your social media. I've been following you for a while, so there's just some questions that I want to ask to see if our audience can get to know you a little better, to help our audience get to know you a little better. So I'm going to give you some hard choices, and at the end, we're going to do a top 5 list. So, Kyron, I'm ready when you are. Quicktakes. I love it. Yeah, we got segments. Greg.
I love it.
All right. So, like I said, we got 5 questions. You're gonna get 45 seconds to answer them off the top of your head.
Each of them?
Each one of them. 45 seconds each to answer these questions off the top of your head. Okay. So question number 1. You have to give up one of these things forever, and you get to do the other one for the rest of your life. Basketball or writing? Which one are you keeping? Which one are you letting go, and why?
Am I getting paid?
Yes, you're getting paid.
Okay. Like healthy, like to where I don't have to.
Yes, right.
Don't hate me for this, man. Don't hate me for this, but nothing outside of family and kids has provided me with like the joy that I get from coaching basketball on so many different levels, like helping kids, but also I don't know. I've been watching Ted Lasso. I just started watching that show, and I was like, I used to be that dude, man. Now I hate everybody, but back then I used to be that. I would do basketball. If I could get paid like to where I didn't have to worry about money, I would do basketball.
Yeah.
Then I was still right, and nobody could stop me.
You was still right under a pseudonym. You can write on
Burnham Gregory.
But right, and nobody would know. I love it. Okay. Question number 2. I know you are a movie connoisseur, okay, especially superhero films and black films. I'm wondering, I don't know if I've ever seen you talk about online the debate versus the MCU versus the DCEU. So I want to know which one which one you prefer and why.
So I co-created a fandom out here, like a fan group called MCU ATL. So yeah, but you know, I also, I've never hated DC characters or any of that. The movies have been a little struggly. So if I had to choose one right now, I would choose MCU. And I would feel okay about that. But right now, I actually am liking DC Comics better.
I agree with you. I'm reading this new Superman, and I've never been a Superman fan like my entire life, but both of these new Superman books are actually really good. And the 1,000 Batman books they got out are okay.
Yeah.
But okay, that's a solid answer. Okay, question number 3. I noticed that when you do shows, you photograph a lot of cosplayers, black cosplayers specifically. I want you to talk about the impact of black cosplayers at these conventions.
Oh man, it's huge. That's part of why I do it. Is because it's like I want more people to see it, so more people can be happy and comfortable with doing it themselves. My ex was a cosplayer, and so I learned a lot about cosplay from her. And because I'm just kind of coming into the comic convention space, and so I was still thinking it's just dress up like Halloween, whatever. But no, there's a lot that goes into it. The overwhelming majority of them are doing it for the love of the fandom. They're not trying to be stars. They're not trying to get money off of it. So it's a beautiful thing, and I just want to make more people see it and love it and be comfortable. I've had a couple of ladies that I used to work with. One of them is close to 60, and she is like, "Can I come to Dragon Con and dress up?" Because on Halloween day at work, she used to kill it.
Wow, yeah.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, you could come." It's that kind of thing. It's just a beautiful thing. I love it. Sorry, that was.
I love that. No, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I work at the Veterans Affairs Hospital in Durham, right?
Mm-hmm.
For my day job, and a couple of years ago, I had a veteran walk into the hospital with one of y'all shirts on, the Tuskegee Air shirts.
Oh yeah, you told me that. I don't know if
it was actually one of y'all's or one that they got somewhere else, because I know people be bootlegging y'all stuff. But I just thought it was so crazy that an actual veteran came in wearing the shirt, and he had been impacted by the work, and that the stories that y'all are telling are touching so many generations. So that's super cool.
And I'm sorry, but like, speaking of cosplay, I lost count. I think the last time I counted, we've had like over 40 people cosplay our characters.
Mm-hmm.
We've never asked anybody to. We never paid anybody to. But that is one of the. Carmen, you okay?
Yeah, something fell. Hold
on. As long as it wasn't you.
Hilarious. Okay. All right. So question number 4 is a question that I ask the most creators that I know who do shows. I want to know, when you go to these conventions, I know at your level, you can make money at any show that you go to, but I know for me, some of the smaller shows are more impactful because we get to really build, one by one. You can talk to more people and spend time talking to people and really get your impact. So I want to know what your outlook is when it comes to big cons versus small shows. Which one do you prefer and why?
I'm on. It's hard because, of course, I prefer the big ones where we have like a better chance to make money. But then there's like some of the smaller ones. One coming up, MomoCon in Atlanta. I don't think it's that small. I think they get about 45, 40 or 50 thousand. But it's like it's my favorite show to go to. I'm not gonna make as much money there as I do Dragon Con or New York Comic Con. I know that, but it's my favorite show to be at. Blur Con is smaller, but that's for us. So that's a great show, experience wise and financially. So it just kind of it always balances. Like I've been to some big shows, it kind of stunk, and we do shows with these with my friend. Uh, they have a community. They just split up, so now they're two. But they do these shows in like Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, and their shows are some of the best shows. They're smaller, but it's just super super fun to be there. They treat people like really well, like with kindness. Not, oh, I'm gonna give you $1 million, but they're just really kind, good people.
Yeah,
It's a case by case type of thing.
Yeah, it's good to have a balance, and like you said, if you can find shows that, especially in your area that you really enjoy, I'd say definitely hit those shows all the time. Okay, question number 5. So, we do another show called Top 5 Live, where we do a top 5 list every week. So for question number 5, off the top of your head, I'm gonna get you to do a top 5 list, and your list is going to be top 5 Black characters with potential. Okay, so I don't want to hear these characters that already got movies and TV shows and the 100-book series. I want to know the top 5 Black characters. This can be indie or mainstream that you see great potential in.
Man, you want me to do this in 45 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Rude and disrespectful. I'm just gonna rail some stuff off.
With all Greg Burnham books.
It's already started. Yeah. No, I will say Search for Sadaka. Like some people read it, some people know her, but they don't really understand where I'm going with it. So I would put her in there. I think Mr. Terrific. Yes. I think that he could be amazing if the right person got a hold of that property. Rodney Barnes. Like,
does he even have a book anywhere?
Who?
Terrific. I know he's in the Flash series right now, but does he have his own book right now?
He had a series. He had it. Not right now. I don't think so.
I would love to write with him. Man, I don't know. That's the thing. Enough time.
Come on, give me 3 more. Just 3 more.
This should be really, honestly, this should be like a whole top 5 episode that you guys do. That's so much.
This might sound goofy, but Storm. Like I feel like if the right person, because they always truncate.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I'm speaking from the movie standpoint, right? Like from going into film and cinema. I think that Storm has like so much more. Man, this is hard.
It's supposed to be. This was
a harder top 5 than most that you do.
Yeah, this is like payback.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What's the new kid from Black Panther? Tosin, I think.
Tosin.
Okay.
I want to write him. Like, because there a lot could be done with him. There's so many, man.
Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket. I would like to get her out from under everybody and let her do her thing. Have you heard of Starlight? She's Milestone, and she's basically like their what's her name? Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. She's got like similar power set. I was trying to get a hold of her, I ain't gonna lie. But oh no, there's so many. And then if I say one indie, and then I'll say another one. Someone might try to fight me. It's Nana.
Yeah, Javon is in the comments, so don't even do it.
But I could say it's Nana, like Greg Anderson, LSA,
Yeah.
because he be taking boxing, boxing classes and getting all buff and stuff. So
working out.
Yeah.
He ready. He's ready for a fight.
Trying to fight him. But no, there's a lot, man. You consider like some of the best comic book adaptations come from stuff that wasn't as, well, I won't say as well known, but it was, it operated under, these top tier guys. So.
Okay. No mention of Ace Blade anywhere. Just another twist of that knife right there.
That's perfectly fine.
My goal is, I figured Danny wasn't
not even there.
See, man, no, this is messed up.
Ace Blade is not even there, bro. Like I said, it's not enough for me. Is on that list because just the potential and the it's different. It's different, and where the story comes from and where it's rooted from is different. So no, I think your list was really really good.
At this point, is Nana on like everybody's top list of characters?
Yeah. I think everybody that I've asked,
I mean, you're right. It should be, but it's like everybody that reads, it's like this is the best thing out there.
It's really good. It's really good. Excellent. So that was top 5 quick takes. Quick takes this week presented by kick Kyron off his own show.
He left the show. It's all right, man. Like
it is okay. I thought he would be happy for us.
Why would I be happy about the Lakers?
I mean,
I'm still hurting over 2002, dude.
Yeah, so the thing is, you have to look at it like this. You guys made like some really, really big steps in a short amount of time using a Lakers ex-head coach, by the way. But that's not the point.
Wow.
But so it's like you guys have a lot to be, happy about.
I'm more than happy about the season. I'm just
and we've won so many championships.
You think they were going to win the title this year?
What?
Did you think they were going to win the title this year?
No, hell no.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. Y'all did great for I thought you could have beat the Warriors though. I really thought that
we would have beat it if Steph didn't go full Curry on us in Game 7 and score like 50.
Yeah,
it took a Steph game to actually beat us. So
yeah, and a broken De'Aaron Fox finger. So
yeah, and Draymond Green stomping all over Sabonis.
Yeah.
Like
I think it was that experience, man. It's one of the
like he was a cockroach. Just
it's something that's funny though. Like back in my day, we understood like the building up and how needing that experience.
Yeah,
and so people always, the Jordan detractors, they say, "Oh, he played this many years and he didn't do anything," and then Scottie Pippen. That's like a false narrative. Like everybody had to take their lumps. The only 2 people that didn't really take lumps was Magic and Bird. Everybody else had to take lumps.
They took lumps to each other.
Yeah, and you take lumps and you build and you get better. So like the first time the Pistons played the Celtics in the conference finals, you knew they weren't going to win. It wasn't because they weren't good enough, it was because they weren't experienced enough. Yeah. And their best player made a terrible mistake. You know what I'm saying? They should have had them, or else they go to the finals. So you have to build and you have to learn. Everybody thinks you're supposed to just win a championship easily, but
it's hard.
Experience, is so major when it comes to that stuff.
And I'm excited for next year to see what we do. We really got to upgrade our small forward spot. Harrison Barnes is decent, but he flakes too much on us. And Javon's like, you ain't that old. I'm honestly starting to think I'm older than you, Greg. I really believe that.
I'm older than everybody, man.
All right, we'll find out after the show. But I feel like I'm older than you. I really think that.
My
I still
kids
don't know
are
how
older than
Kyron did, so.
some of these people. Nah, let me quit.
That just means you started young. That's all that means.
I didn't. I mean, not young compared to most people.
All right. Yeah, exactly. I just turned 72, right?
Okay, well, come on.
All right. Well, this has been fun, Greg. This is your time to showcase your work. Where can people find you, social media wise? Where can people buy your books? Let our audience know where they can, check you out.
Greg _Burnham 07 and on Instagram. I'm just Greg Burnham on Facebook. I think I'm Greg Burnham something on TikTok. I'm not Danny Quick, and I just be on there every once in a while.
Greg
I
on
just
Twitter.
like right now, and this is huge. If anybody has children and they like to let their children read books, my book Kelly Swim is on my site right now, available for pre-order. We should be able to start shipping around the beginning of June. Get that. I'm trying to start a movement here because swimming is we don't swim enough, and we're not learning enough in our communities, and I'm trying to get that changed because there's so many things you learn about life from swimming. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I got that. Got a new comic, The Search for Solace. We talked about it. My brother's story. I helped him write it, get it done. My website is platforml7.com. I just put shirts on there so you can get shirts. Like I've been getting yelled at about shirts. So now you can't yell at me unless it, never mind. And then also we had TuskegeeAirs.com and, got the comic books up there, shirts, all that good stuff on there as well. You can find me at your local convention. Yeah, I got my Milestone, my DC Comics debut next month. And then I got another DC thing, but it's not going to come out till a bit later. But I'm pretty much done. So, and
were we supposed to dance with him on that?
You could dance later because I wish I could tell y'all what that one is, but
you can
go ahead. We team spoiler. No?
I'm not trying to spoil my career.
Like we said, Dennis is in background talking about shut up.
Watch our show. Dennis Cowan does not watch our show. Neither does Nicholas Ivor Drapey, so don't worry about it.
It's actually a DC. This one is not a Milestone. It's a DC thing.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
All right.
I do dance like my age, Javon. Thank you. All right, Danny, can you swim?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm not amazing in the water, but I can float and I can tread water. So,
right.
Did y'all hear about that kid that saved them people last year? And I think it was in Mississippi. These girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he jumped in and pulled every one of them back, and then the cop was starting to drown. The cop was trying to help, so he saved the cop too. 17-year-old black boy. It's funny because me and my crew, even though some people may have that we were a little bit hoodlum like, but we was on that, like we could swim, like we was on that type of stuff. Like it's
cool. All right, Danny, where can people find your work?
For me, best place to find this is fourthwallpros.com. We do have a comic book on Kickstarter right now. The Ballad of the Black Rose and Harlem's Renaissance by me and Morgan Iverson. That is what happened? That's that's for you right now.
Marcus just sent me a meme.
In between stats.
Wait, what?
Hey, keep a knife on your hip while you're swimming, just in case. But other than that, social media, you can find me at the Ace Blade on all social media.
So wait, going back to Ballad of Black Rose and Harlem, it's you and Morgan? Just you and Morgan, huh?
Just
you and Morgan, huh?
Our project.
You and Morgan. That's all I heard. Nobody else.
Kyron is the artist. The artist for Ballad of the Black Rose.
Just you and Morgan, all right.
Kyron Silva, who will also be inking pages.
I'm gonna take back my pledge right now. I had to pledge my own damn Kickstarter.
You didn't have to. You did not have to. But I appreciate it, though. I do appreciate it, but you didn't have to.
Hey, where are my shoes at?
No, I'm seeing some books out. The shoes are actually on the way.
Okay.
The shoes
The Ace Blade shoes that I drew, that I had to buy my own. Okay.
I look. I had to charge you for the shoes. I did have to charge you for the shoes. Them things are expensive to get made, bro. So, but yeah.
Okay.
They're on the way.
All right. Cool.
Where can people find you, Kyrie?
You can find me at tauruscomics.com. You can find me on social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Taurus Comics, and TikTok. Though I don't really post there anymore, but you can find me there. And if this is your first time checking out our podcast, you can go to our website, fourtailspodcast.com. You can listen back to all our past episodes. Maybe buy some merchandise, help support Danny and I, so we can buy Danny in New Jersey because he needs to get rid of that one. Yeah, I figured you're going to do that.
Eddie Jones!
But join us next week where we're going to have officially
Jones wrong. Never mind.
What?
They spelled Jones wrong on the back of his jersey, man. I'm sorry.
I saw that. It was they misspelled the A and M with the O.
I got the J right.
Probably a bootleg.
It's Eduardo Jones. All right, but join us next week. We are going to have creator and artist officially on the show to talk about his book called The Cro-Magnon. Go ahead, do it again. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.